Hello there everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This will be episode 8 of my TBR challenge. I'm so close to the end, only 3 more episodes left. The first manga that I read is Waiting for Spring. This is a romance, slice of life, and school life story. Mizuki is a high school freshman who hopes to overcome her shyness. She unexpectedly becomes close with 4 boys from the basketball team. This new friendship brings about a lot of changes to Mizuki's life. I was really excited to read this first volume. I remember seeing a lot of people recommend this manga in particular when it came to earlier shoujo mangas, so I was very excited to start it. I enjoyed volume 1, but it wasn't enough for me to continue on or want to continue on reading it. I think it was solid. I liked Mizuki and the way she slowly started to interact more with the 4 boys, and they're very popular around the school, and the girls are very territorial about them, but she ends up having a sort of, secret friendship with them. So not everybody knows, but it's only amongst themselves that they know that they're friends. So that was kind of cute to see. This series is completed at 14 volumes, and I rated this a 4 out of 5 stars. Next up, I have Victoria of Many Faces. This is a fantasy and drama story. Victoria is now retiring from the spy world, and she has now moved to a new country to start her new life. However, trouble and danger do not leave her behind, and it follows her into her new life. I absolutely love this one. This one was so engaging, and it heavily reminded me of Spy X Family. And I just loved the plot. I love the comedy, the little romance in here. Everything about it was so good, and it was such an easy read too. I feel like the pacing was great. Nothing felt rushed. After reading this first volume, I actually started to watch the anime, and now I'm caught up to it, and it is so good. I'll continue on watching the anime until it ends, and then wherever the anime stops, I'll just pick it back up with the manga. First volume was so good, I had to watch the anime, and I'm so grateful that the anime came out. So yeah, the anime is just as good as the manga. It's so great, and it's so entertaining too. This series is ongoing with 3 volumes, and I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. Next up, I have Neighborhood Story. This is a romance, shoujo, and slice of life story. Mikako Koda attends Yazawa Arts Academy to become a successful fashion designer and to eventually launch her brand Happy Berry. Her childhood friend Tuzutomo is very popular with the girls, and he eventually starts dating, and this makes Koda start to question her feelings for him. Mikako and Tuzutomo, along with their other friends, decide to start a club where they sell handmade creations. However, things start to get complicated amongst them. So this story is another Ayazawa story, and you know my girl Ayazawa, I love her. And this one I actually skipped over because when I was reading the first few pages, I realized that I already watched the anime, and parts of the anime that I watched was already, it was basically all of volume 1, so I felt like I couldn't really read it because I already watched it. I don't know, I'm a bit weird like that. I feel like if I read it first and then watched it, I would have enjoyed it, but because I watched the anime first and now reading it, it kind of feels a bit redundant, so I skipped over it. However, I do think that this story is a good one. Although most of my memories from the anime, it's still a great story. This story is completed with 4 omnibuses, and I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. Next up, I have Cat on the Hero's Lap. This is a comedy, fantasy, and adventure story. Red and his companions are on a journey to defeat the Demon King. However, on their journey, there's this random cat that keeps appearing and sitting on Red's lap. Now Red has a new problem. It's not just to defeat the Demon King, but it's also to get this cat off his lap. This one was really funny, and I had such a good time reading it. Literally, anytime this cat appears on Red's lap, he cannot move, and he's like, I can't do anything. And his other friends are mad at him. They're like, dude, just remove the cat. And he's like, I can't, it looks too cute. It's so funny. It happens often, and they have these side adventures, and the cat just appears at the most randomest time ever. So it was really fun to read. I was really happy to also see that this series is pretty short, so I definitely plan to return back to it and complete it. This series is completed at 4 volumes, and I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. Next up, I have Love and Focus. This is a romance and shoujo story. Mako loves photography, and she'll take pictures of anything and everything. Her childhood best friend Kei invites her to attend his high school, and at his high school there's a prestigious photography club that he knows she'll absolutely enjoy. As her new life begins at this new school. She finds a mysterious muse that inspires her to take more photos, and she learns a lot more about photography. Overall, I think the story was great. Mako has a really deep reason as to why she loves to take photography. I love how she just, again, takes photos of anything and everything, whether it's the sky, it's the sun, random people. Like, she just finds the beauty in life, and her motto is just to basically capture it all and like preserve it. I also like how the drama was slowly building towards the middle, and then it definitely hyped up more towards the end. Although there was that cliffhanger, I don't think I am too invested to continue on with it. This series is completed with 3 volumes, and I rated this a 3 out of 5 stars. Next up, I have My Sister Took My Fiancé and Now I'm Being Courted by a Beastly Prince. This is a historical, fantasy, and romance story. Cordelia, the daughter of a countess, struggles to find a husband and keep a husband because her younger sister keeps infatuating them the moment they're ready to commit to her. This causes Cordelia to have such low self-esteem and to slowly start to accept the fact that she may never get married. That is until Prince Leon Hardeth decides to court her, and this catches her by surprise. However, the prince has a really huge secret, and Cordelia finds out about this. I feel like this story overall was okay. I don't think anything really stood out to me. There are some fantasy elements to this story, and I did enjoy those aspects. The younger sister definitely made me so mad, and there were so many times I wanted to just like close it and stop reading because she is just so slimy, always stealing everything that her sister has. The younger sister always makes it seem as though anything that the older sister likes is like not worthy of her, but it's worthy of herself. So if Cordelia likes a dress, she'll try to convince her, oh, that's not good for you, but it's good for me. And it's like, what the hell? Like, just have a personality. This younger sister has no personality, and it's so frustrating to see her steal everything from Cordelia. And what's even more frustrating is that her parents enable this. So like every time the younger sister says, oh, I want that, they're like, yeah, give it to her. And it's like discipline her, stop, you know. There's a reason why they're like so lenient towards her, but even then I don't think it's justified for her parents to enable this behavior, because it's really turning her into a monster, actually. And I did like how the prince was into the MC, because my goodness, like, that's what she needs. She needs some love. She needs somebody who actually loves her for her and is not going to be swayed easily by the younger sister. Although there are many aspects of the story that I did enjoy, like the younger sister and the prince's secret and Cordelia finally gaining some, you know, self-esteem, I still don't feel like there was enough for me to want to return back to this story. This series is completed at 4 volumes, and I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. Next up, I have 2 on Ice. This is a competitive sport, drama, and coming-of-age story. Hayuma loves to skate. When he was a child, he saw this girl who was around the same age as him compete in figure skating, and it blew him away. He was absolutely captivated by her. One day, she disappears, and this causes Hayuma to want to learn how to figure skate even more, just so that he can hopefully one day reunite with her. Although I did enjoy the first chapter, I started to feel like I was pushing myself to read it just for the sake of, you know, the challenge. So I decided to just stop after the first chapter, because I, again, was feeling like I was forcing myself, and I don't want to force myself to read something that I don't like, because the whole point is to, like, you know, obviously read, but I don't want to like force myself to read something that I don't like, because then it's not going to be enjoyable. So I did stop after chapter 1. I think if you like figure skating stories like this one, or I know there's Medalist, and then there's Yuri on Ice, which I feel like I need to get around to watching the anime. But if you like those ones, then you might like this one too as well. So I have no ratings for this one because I really only read chapter 1. And this one is completed with 4 volumes. Next up, I have Like a Butterfly. This is a shoujo, romance, and slice of life story. Suiren is admired for her beauty, but she's very shy and quite distant from most people. Because of her beauty and her character, this results in her classmates calling her the flower. Tachi is another quiet student who's also into karate, and one day when Suriren is being pursued by a pushy admirer, he protects her. Suriren starts to develop feelings for him, but she struggles to express them. I was also excited to read this manga because it was also written by the same author as A Sign of Affection. This one was really fun, and I really liked how both characters, Suriren and Tachi, struggle to communicate, but they start to slowly have feelings for each other, so cute. I just also love how wholesome this is and just how supportive their friends are. At some point, I do plan to continue on this series, just not right now. This series is completed at 12 volumes and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. Next up, I have Nicola Traveling Around the Demon World. This is a fantasy, adventure, slice of life, and comedy story. Nicola, a human, has found herself in the demon world. She follows a demon named Simon around the demon world and together they go on many cool adventures. This one felt like a Studio Ghibli movie, but just in manga format, and I absolutely loved it. It had so much whimsy and magic in it, and just seeing Nicola and Simon travel around the demon world was so cute. I featured this manga in my cozy manga recommendations video. It's been a while since I posted that video. I remember seeing it and reading the first few pages and thinking, wow, this is really cozy. But this time around, I actually got to read the whole thing, and for sure, it is such a cozy read. Seeing Nicola and Simon travel around the demon world is just so fun, and they're so cute together. I for sure want to continue on reading this story because, again, it is just so cute and so perfect for the fall time too. This series is completed at 4 volumes, and I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. Next up, I read Honey So Sweet. This is a romance and slice of life story. While walking in the rain, Now sees an injured delinquent named Taiga from middle school on the street. She gives him her umbrella and also some bandages and leaves it at that. She meets Taiga again in high school, and this time around he comes up to her and asks her to be his girlfriend. I absolutely love this first volume, and this was another story where it's like the main male lead has a scary face but a really sweet personality, and I absolutely love that. The story is truly sweet, and it's really nice to see more sides of Taiga and his true personality beyond his scary face. There's an actual person there, and then it's also cute to see him and his real emotions, and it's also adorable and wholesome. I will definitely continue on this series at some point too. This series is completed at 8 volumes, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. Next up, I have Last Game. This is a romance, comedy, and slice of life story. Yanagi is a talented and wealthy student who is beloved by everyone in his elementary school. However, that all changes when a girl named Koju comes to his school, and she is plain and from a poor background and overtakes him in everything from academics to even in sports. Yanagi from that point on is determined to defeat her. Years later, now that they're in college, Yanagi decides on one last game to defeat Kujo. My first initial thought after finishing this story was that this is way better than the other story I read called The Young Master's Revenge. The whole revenge plot was done a lot better in this story than it was in that story. I like how we see the characters at college age. The story was really cute and very easy to read. It was also really funny to see Yanagi's reaction to Kujo, because everything she does, it's like he's amazed by it, especially because she's from a poor background and he's from a wealthy background. So there's things that she does that he just can't understand. I definitely can see the hype with this one. I see a lot of people talk about this series and how much they love it, so I can see why the hype is there. This one is another series I would love to continue on reading. This series is completed at 11 volumes, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. Next up, I have Yokohama Kaidashi Kikou. This is a slice of life, healing, and science fiction story. It's Japan in the future, and there's an android named Alpha who runs a small cafe on the seaside. She is waiting for her owner to return. While waiting, she meets new people, goes on little adventures, and discovers more about herself. This one, I would say, was one of the best mangas I read out of all the mangas I read on my list this time around. I absolutely love the setting because it's not necessarily post-apocalyptic, but more so environmental disaster. And you see how the island is changing, and having also androids in the mix sort of makes it more interesting. I really enjoyed the slow pacing of it too as well. Each chapter, we learned something new about Alpha, we learned something new about the people around her, how life used to be, and just there's so many things. This is another series I plan to continue on reading. I remember seeing a lot of hype around this one, and I can definitely see why. It is such a relaxing read. Again, the whole sci-fi element with the just mystery too. There's a bit of mystery in this as well, but everything about it is just so nice, and I really love the way the story is going. It kind of reminds me of Asadora, but this is a bit more relaxing than Asadora. This series is completed with 5 Omnibus Deluxe editions. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. If I could give it more, I would. Next up, there's The Margrave's Daughter and the Enemy Prince. This is a fantasy, romance, and enemies to lovers story. Anna is the daughter of the Margrave of Halmich. Anna loves swords and she works on her sword skills all the time. Her life changes suddenly when the neighboring kingdom kill her father and hold her brother as hostage, and she is given to the enemy prince as as a trade-off. I had so much fun with this one, and this one was so messy too. Like, that was the best part about it. It was so messy, it was so fun. Definitely an enemies to lovers story. Like, we see this girl ready to just like pounce on like anybody who was involved for the killing of her father, and then the enemy prince comes in and he is crazy. This man is actually insane, but I loved it. I loved the messiness. I loved where the story is going. Definitely will continue on reading this one. This one was just like everything I wanted. Fantasy, drama, a little bit of romance, and just high stakes. And this series is ongoing with 8 volumes, and I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. Next up, I have Fire Punch. This is a mystery, fantasy, post-apocalyptic, and psychological thriller story. The world is now frozen thanks to the ice witch. 2 orphaned siblings, Agni and Luna, are blessed humans because they have the power of regeneration. However, their blessings are also dangerous in a world where there is starvation, violence, and other blessed people. I had to DNF this story because the first few pages really did not sit well with me, and I feel like this story was way too dark. I was struggling with the whole like cannibalism thing because since the world is like iced out, they don't have much resources for food, so they sort of use themselves as a source for food for other people. And see, that was already disturbing, but I was like, okay, I can maybe get past it. But then there was another mention of, and I'll just put the word here because I don't want like YouTube to be like, you know, flag me up, but like I'll just put the word on the screen. Yeah, there was that. The moment that was inserted within this story or like just mentioned, I was like, okay, yeah, I cannot continue on. And I know this one again is another one that gets hyped up a lot. A lot of people like this one. As soon as I saw like the mention of that, I could not, and I did not want to continue on. This one has no ratings, but the series is completed with 8 volumes. And the last one, thankfully, will end on a good note. The last one is Made to Skate. This is a slice of life and comedy story. In this world, maids must know how to perform their duties, but there's an additional thing that they must know, and that is how to skateboard while also doing their duties. Binny Hannah is a new maid, and she is navigating the world of maids and also learning how to improve her skateboarding skills. This one was so cute and so fun, and I just had such a great time reading this one. I love the ideas of maids with skateboards and how it's integral to their like performance of being a maid. Like, they must know how to skate. That aspect of having to know how to skateboard brings a more fun element to like their whole job. So there's only volume 1 of this out, and volume 2 will come out in November, but I am definitely keeping my eye on this series, and this one I rated a 5 out of 5 stars. That is it for this video. I'm actually glad that there were some mangas that I DNF'd or gave a low rating in this episode, because the first few episodes, a lot of the mangas I read I did enjoy. And not to say that I don't want to enjoy what I'm reading, but at some point I was thinking, is there any manga on my list that I would not like? Like, I think I know myself a little too well, you know. That's how at least I felt with the first few episodes. But now with this one and even the previous episode, I'm starting to see like, okay, there's some series that like I just am not gonna read on, and I know now kind of where my limit is in terms of like storytelling. Like Fire Punch, I don't think I can do that dark of a story. So I actually enjoyed sharing the anime that I've been watching in the last episode, so I'm gonna do it again in this episode. But for animes, Sparks of Tomorrow on Netflix, so good. I hate to say this, but like what really got me to want to watch this one is the Instagram reels I saw of this anime where they're like butts. Like, there were so many people just making fun of this like anime, saying like, yo, like the production put all their money into like the characters' butts. Like, it was nothing else but their butts. And their expressions too were like very funny to me, so I'm like, okay, I have to watch this. So I gave it a watch, and it's really good. This one is basically about this young boy who, his older brother, when he was around, used to talk about the age of electricity and how now, because the age that they currently live in is based off of steam and gas, but his brother had a vision of, hey, what if we have electricity instead, and that way we won't need all the steam and gas. And he's like, yeah, that's cool, right? But the brother goes to war, and he takes this electricity catalog with him where he writes all his ideas about how to bring about electricity. However, the brother never returns, and so the younger brother is just left there alone, and he's at this repair shop just repairing things for people. That is until the catalog comes back to him, and he sees the notes that his brother left behind. So now he's on a journey to bring back the age of electricity. It's just so interesting. It's so funny. It's definitely, if you like Dr. Stone, you'll definitely like this one. I can't remember his name, but there's like the one character that's like, my honey, and he's just like, oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. He's like, my honey, my darling. Another anime that I recently finished is Nodame Cantabile, and this one is like a musical one. There's this main guy named Chimaki. He's a piano major, but he wants to be a conductor. And then there's Nodame, who's a piano major, but she's not really serious about piano. And these two, their like worlds collide, and like they end up getting deep within like the musical world. I mean, they're already in the music world, but they get even more deeper by meeting new characters, meeting other famous music players and conductors. So it's really fun. It's so funny, and I love this one because the art style is very similar to Honey and Clover. And if you haven't watched that, please watch it. Honey and Clover is so good. Yeah, that is it for this video, and let me know your thoughts on any of the mangas I've read thus far, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.